Back in 2005, I got wind of this album writing project. I think it was called February Album Writing Month. The goal is, as a songwriter, to write a whole album in a month. 14 songs, 28 days. You don't wait for inspiration to hit. You just write every other day. Or you write every day and you hope you get a song every other day. So I thought, yeah, I'll try that. I was, doing a lot of songwriting at the time. And, you write about anything and everything that comes up. And Brad Pitt was in all the trash mags, as you see at the supermarket. So I wrote a song called Don't Want to Be Brad Pitt Today.
I don't want to be Brad Pitt today or any other day. I don't want to be...
It wasn't very good, really. It was kind of a throwaway. But I thought of that when I was listening to an interview over the weekend on a podcast, the interview with Leonardo DiCaprio and Brad Pitt, who starred in, last year, Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, the Quentin Tarantino movie. So, hey, this is Tim Patterson. Trade Show Guy Monday Morning Coffee is what you have. You'll find me online as Trade Show Guy on Twitter and Instagram and Pinterest, on YouTube as Trade Show Marketing, and, of course, connect with me on LinkedIn. So during that podcast interview with Mark Maron and his WTF podcast, which is extremely profane because WTF, right? That's Mark Maron for you. Anyway, interesting interview with Brad Pitt. He talked at one point about the crazy life he lives, how it's fodder for the trash mags, as he calls them, which he, blamed basically on my mess of a personal life. So, at least at times he said that. So the question was, Brad, what do you do to get away from it all? And he said, well, I got a few places I go to that nobody knows about. Not going to mention them here. That's one thing. Another thing I do is sculpt. Now, he didn't claim to be a very good sculptor. He says that wasn't the point. The point was he liked the process of sculpting because it was a solitary endeavor. Because everything he did in work and life had people involved, and he liked the solitary process of it. You do a movie, you got dozens, hundreds of people involved from start to finish. It's a huge project. It's a huge collaboration. So he used the hideaways and the sculpting to kind of get away from it all, to recharge, to get his, batteries recharged. Now, I'm not Brad Pitt. You're not Brad Pitt. We don't have any idea of what it would be like to be Brad Pitt. But no matter who we are, I think the concept of getting away from it all, of getting downtime, as I'm calling it for this particular episode, from your work and life is important. My wife's a good example. She works very hard, works to make sure the house is kept up. She likes to clean house. She likes to eat good food, so she cooks a lot. Always busy. Her idea of a day off, getting downtime, is for everyone to leave her alone, and she sits and reads with the dog curled up with her. So that's, it doesn't happen as often as she would like it. So we work to make it happen together. It's noteworthy. It's important. I don't know that I take downtime as much as I should or could, but I do take some me time pretty regularly. During spring, summer, and fall, I ride my bicycle most days for about an hour. It's a little exercise, gets away from everybody. It gets me out there. During the winter, I go skiing at least once a week. I take a walk every day, do creative projects, whether it's playing music or writing fiction. So I just make the time. If I don't get the time, I get a little irritated. So you figure out a way to make the time. I used to go on mountain hikes, my wife and I did, but for the last 2 or 3 years, we've somehow had our time finding the time. It's harder than it used to be. I don't know why that is. So the dictionary defines downtime as a time of reduced activity or inactivity, and we all need that at times. We need to reset, to refresh, to charge our batteries, and I think everyone has a different way of getting that time off, that time to themselves, but I don't think that many people believe they really deserve it all that much. I think that's weird. For some reason, they don't feel they deserve a vacation. They don't deserve a trip to the spa or a day on the couch or reading books with a dog curled up next to them. They feel guilty because they're taking time for themselves. They have this image, I think, of I got to be the one that does all these things for other people. And I understand that a lot of people get to that point in their life that they have so many people that really depend on them. It's hard to say, you know what, it's important that I do this. I would argue that getting downtime is one of the most important things you can do for yourself and for the people around you, because the most important thing in the world really to you is you. It's your life. You got to take care of yourself. If you don't take proper care of you, if you're not in good shape, and a lot of that being in good shape means you've taken the downtime that you need, you can't take good care of the people that are important to you. You can't be the best for your spouse, for your kids, for your friends, for your coworkers, for your boss, for your manager. So, what do you do to make sure you get that downtime that you need? Because it often won't come until you make the time. You say, well, find the time. It'll come along. Well, think about this. We all get 24 hours a day, right? We all get 168 hours a week. We all have 12 months in a year. No one gets more than the next person on a daily basis. Some of us live longer, certainly. Some of us live a lot shorter. But on a day-to-day basis, today, I'm going to have the same time as you are. I'm going to sleep X amount of hours, if I can. I'm going to do what I need to do to work, to pay the bills. And then I'm going to have a little time for family, friends, downtime. So how do you make the time? I think you can do it in a couple of ways. You schedule it. You figure out what you need. You make an agreement with those near to you to make sure they support those efforts. And on the flip, you should also make sure to support them in their world that, they need the downtime. They need the away time. They need the vacation. Sometimes that's a vacation together. Sometimes it's just a couple of hours away from everything. Studies have been done that show the importance of vacation, health benefits, both physical and mental. I think we all know that really without reading the research, but think about this. This really surprised me. I did a little research. In America, about 212 million vacation days are forfeited each year. That number probably varies, but 200 million plus, that's a lot of time we're giving up. I mean, really, you're getting paid to take a vacation. The company wants you to go away. They want you to take time off. They want you to come back refreshed. A lot of us don't do it. So whether you're sculpting like Brad Pitt or writing dumb songs about Brad Pitt like me on downtime,
Get away from that zoo.
find a way to get that downtime, that me time that's so important to your continued success. All right, so trade show tip of the week comes from my book, Trade Show Superheroes and Exhibiting Zombies. I published this, a year and a half ago. It's got a bunch of lists in it from my blog, including this list. I won't read the whole list, 15 reasons to exhibit at trade shows. There are a lot of reasons. Looking for qualified leads, obviously a good one. To show and demonstrate your product. To brand your company. To see your prospects up close. People love seeing each other face to face. It can't all be a digital world. Face to face is important. Media coverage. If you plan it right, work it right, got your public relations guys and gals working right, you can get some good media coverage out of being at a show. You can also train and educate potential buyers and dealers. You can spy on the competition. See what they're doing. They're going to be putting their best out, their new products, so you can see what they're doing, and they're going to see what you're doing. You can test new products. I've seen a lot of companies test samples of different flavors of potato chips, for example. And they will eventually go back and put some on the market, but if they're testing them, they're going to make a bunch of batches to say, what do you think about the chocolate chip potato chip? You can reach your customers in a cost-effective way. Depending on the industry, this could be a very effective way to reach potential customers. Earlier in the decade, the average business-to-business sales call cost over $518. But when you put all the money that you get into trade shows and average that out with the number of leads you get and the number of face-to-face meetings, that cost goes down to about $165 per lead. So that varies, of course, from company to company, show to show, industry to industry, but the cost of trade show marketing and gathering leads is much less than the cost of an individual salesperson going out and trying to talk to people one-on-one. You can also get market research. You can meet management of your targeted companies. You can market without even exhibiting. If the space in the exhibit hall is too pricey, a lot of people have booked rooms across the way in suites and shown off their stuff there so they can maybe next year do the show. You can reach new markets. Your company can reach trade show markets they would not normally reach. One of our clients, Bob's Red Mill, Bob Moore, has always maintained that the company grew a lot because trade shows allowed them to reach markets they would not otherwise normally reach. You can build or reinforce your brand. And, of course, the PR and media outreach are all reasons. Which reasons work for you? Reasons to market at trade shows. This week's one good thing, I'm going to go back to that February album writing month. I just checked their website. It's still going on. And if you want to write music, it's a great support, accountability place. And you can sign up and write a song every other day for a month in February. And hey, look at this month. This February, you got 29 days. So there you go. Hey, it's Tim, Trade Show Guy. Have yourself a great week. This is Trade Show Guy Monday Morning Coffee. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening.